You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the A-List Online, and my name is Andrew Mackay-Smith. Welcome to the show. The interview subject I've got prepared for you is a good one. He goes by the name of Innocent, and he is a Perth-based hip-hop artist and MC. Now, long-time listeners to the show will know I have barely interviewed any hip-hop artists, so when I do, I choose wisely, and I'm glad that the opportunity was given to me to have a chat to Innocent because I'm supremely impressed with his stuff. Now, I've had some people reach out to me over socials that have heard me say in conversation on the podcast that I don't really like and I don't really listen to hip-hop. That is still the case. So you know, listener, dear listener, that when I decide to put an artist on the show whose music broadly falls under that banner, it's bloody good stuff, and it is indeed. Innocent's new album, it's out now. It's called Anthems of a Life. Now, before we get to the chat, the audio on Innocent's side of things isn't the best, but bear with it because he makes a lot of great points, and I think it's a good opportunity for people who typically like, all the stuff I broadcast, extreme metal, heavy metal, rock and roll, punk rock. If you normally get into that stuff, just suspend things for a moment and have a listen to what Innocent has to say about the superb album he's just released. Here he is. Lee just sent me the album. Okay, last night it was. So Anthems of Life, the album. So look, I've got to be honest, mate. I haven't spent any quality time with the album because I've only just got it. But I have lived with your singles.
Oh yeah.
So I've lived with the singles Anthems of a Life and also Club Trance for a while, and I enjoy both a lot. So congratulations on crafting.
Oh, thank you.
Quality, chilled, soul-infused R&B. It's precisely the sort of music that I would hope to hear if I was to walk into the VIP section of a club and was picking the sort of cognac that I wanted to drink. So,
that might be even too classy for me, but no, I appreciate it.
Well, it's good, mate. It is classy music, I think, your stuff here. I was just talking to Luna Vexa before you, and, mate, both, like, I've only got the two interviews on tonight. What I notice about both of you as artists is, and I'll focus on you here, okay, is that it's expertly recorded. It doesn't sound out of place on a Spotify playlist that might have some of the R&B greats like Jay-Z or what have you on them. And I know he's a very different artist to what you're doing there, but I think my point is that you can stand with the greats of the R&B genre, given the quality of the music that you're recording here. So, I think the question that I've got for you then must be like, has the album and indeed the singles, have they turned out the way that you wanted them to?
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you for that. That was a pretty massive compliment. Jay-Z is like a big inspiration, and I think even with my writing process, like early on, I'd always be comparing my stuff to artists who are established like him. So I'd always compare what I wrote to their verses and see if my verse could replace theirs in songs, and that was how I approached it. So I take a lot of pride in my writing. So thank you for that. But I've been saying to people that this is probably the first project where I'm holistically very happy with how it came out, and that I'm happy with it as a representation of myself as an artist across the board. I was very happy with how everything came out.
Yeah, and look, I have had a quick listen to the album though, so I have listened to it twice all the way through, and I've got to say that I agree with the PR statement that was sent out in the email, which is that your music is deeply meditative, and you do produce relaxing sounds mixed with evocative, thought-provoking concepts. So the concepts bit is what I'm interested in. So are we talking musical concepts here, or are the concepts contained within the lyrics?
Well, I tried with the production. I love producing and arranging and composing stuff. But I think with the way that I set up my music, I set it up so that I kind of give myself a good canvas to just write on and slash paint on with the writing and with the lyrics. the choruses and, the themes that come through there. So they kind of work hand in hand, but it's more lyrical. I'd say that it's more lyrical because I put just so much into that part. But obviously, I want the production to also be outstanding. Where it's not, it has to be on par with what's being written, which is really tough.
Yeah. Okay, killer. Yeah. Now with the music, it's world class, as I say. I'm a musician, so I listen always with a musician's ear, and yours is one of those releases. And as I say, I've got to live with it a bit longer, so take this compliment with a grain of salt, I suppose. But still, the fact remains, when I listened to it, there's not much I'd change. If anything, I'd change. So you've clearly had a strategy here about how you wanted things to sound, and you've executed beautifully. So with the music, is this something that you were writing on Cubase with a keyboard, that sort of thing? Or can you talk to me about how you were recording, how you started writing the music, and then how you recorded it?
Yeah. Thank you. I come from sort of that musical background too, so I taught myself autodidactically, guitar from year 6, and then in year 10 I thought, okay, so the keyboard just has a lot better of a range. Most of the songs that we picked up have keys in the back, even called trance, right? It has keys just as the sort of anchor, and the approach changes. Sometimes I'll write lyrics against, another instrumental if I don't have it, or I'll just have an instrumental, like the main chord progression in my head, and I'll write to that, and then I'll produce it. One of the best things that I sort of learned with learning how to play the keys is just being able to completely translate what's in my head down into music. It was probably one of the greatest things I've ever done to my life. But it always changes, but I think it got to a point where by the end of that project, it didn't matter what I started with, whether it was the production of the lyrics. I could always just, make the song what it needed to be or what I had heard in my head. And that's what sort of got Club Trance and Legendary are, because Club Trance, I produced the whole track, and then I wrote the whole track as I was producing it. Like, I just had it, lyrics, and I knew where I was going with it in my head as I was still playing down just drum and bass with it. And it happened very, very naturally. Some of it's very meticulous and methodical, but some of it, I think I'd say most of it happens very naturally.
Yeah, agreed. The very natural side of things definitely come out. It doesn't sound forced, your music. So, were you under like time constraints? So, did you record a lot of it in a studio where you were paying money, or was this something that you did mostly at home with whatever the recording setup, your rig, so to speak?
Yeah. So, luckily enough, in 2012, I worked at Mackins, and I was able to save up enough for just like the core base of the equipment that I still use today. And I added things over time, but I've treated my room and it's covered in acoustic panels, and I sort of used a lot of like spatial design to do all of that, and I rearranged everything in my room to suit recording, and using like a Word NTNA, it sets it up for you to do everything at a pretty professional standard. And I feel like I'm not constrained, with equipment or whatever, and it's really just up to my expression. And over the production is, I actually learned a lot of different recording techniques. I learned how to, record better, so that the mixing process was easier, and a lot of other things. And it was a big learning process. So songs like Anthems of a Life, like the title track, I had rapped that just, rapped it in the same way that I would have rapped Club Trance. And then I just sort of discovered like a new vocal style, a way to put some energy into my vocals. just through listening to other people, studying other people, and also just searching for something to just give it that X factor. And then that's what came from it. It was a huge learning process the whole way through, just recording at home, which is awesome.
Yeah, I gotcha. So how many? Just let me check. How many tracks are on the album proper? I think what the question that I got for you though is that you sound to me like an artist who's quite prolific. You're always writing. So you've got eight tracks is what I've got here. So I take it have you got another 8 tracks ready? Because I think, mate, with COVID locking everybody down, like have you got another some more like this that you're ready to release sometime in the next sort of?
I've got a lot of. So with this album, at one point I had like 18 songs for it, and I sort of just seen like the trend of really extended albums, and I wanted to really sort of constrict myself. There were 2 songs that I removed last minute because I didn't think that they were happy or on par. I wasn't happy with them. I didn't think that they were on par with everything else that was on there. So I kept those because I've got future releases. I've got like a collaboration project with a friend of mine, who's like a phenomenal artist, and that has a lot of songs. So I'm probably going to release another 24, 30 songs in the next year. But it's just stressing it out. And I think there are some things that didn't thematically fit this project. I really wanted it to be very cohesive. And I didn't want to, in any way to repeat myself or take myself outside that time frame and the concept that I'd set up for the project. So it's very succinct, but I liked how each track could stand on its own. That was really important to me.
Okay.
And that's what I was sort of aiming for with having like an 8-track. I think when you start to go beyond like 12 or so, you kind of start to lose the idea of it. And also, I think because of where I am, I wanted to give people enough so that they got a clear image of what I'm doing and my musical talents, but to have enough left over to follow it up with, so that was the strategy there.
Okay, great response. Yeah. What did you hear the Spotify CEO more or less say that albums were dead, that it's all about singles these days and creating engaging content online on social media? Did you hear those comments?
Did I say?
So the Spotify CEO more or less said, he didn't say it directly, but his comments alluded to the fact that, in his view, the album's dead, meaning that artists shouldn't really be bothering to release albums, and I'm paraphrasing here, keep in mind. But he was talking about the way artists move forward in 2020 should be by constantly creating content for listeners, for the audience, and then also marrying that up with a fairly, like a rigorous social media strategy, so as that you're constantly promoting content and stuff. To me, you're an artist that's perfectly placed to take advantage of that. Is that something that you've thought about doing?
Yeah, I have. I think with how I had worked throughout this album, when I was, I went from writing and producing it to mixing and mastering it. Because apart from the guest verses, I just kind of did everything on my own, not because of a lack of collaborative opportunities, but I think that I like the creative control and being accountable for all of it. And I think that now that I've put this body of work out, a friend of mine, Million Forever, he's a really great artist. He called me the day after it came out and was like, "You've got to have releasing it publicly," because for me it's very therapeutic. I kind of just use it as a way to express myself. And I love performing and stuff, but in terms of like my life in general, I really like privacy and stuff. I'm not like flamboyant and whatever is some artists. And then I work like 9 to 5 corporate, so it's really tough sometimes to balance the identity. But I think I'm figuring that out a little bit better now, and not wanting to be like unidimensional. But I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more content-wise. I'm even getting like some camera equipment so I can do more outside of videos. It's pretty funny with COVID that it's giving me a lot more time to create, but I think it's restricted collaboration a little bit because I had time to do it over in July, and I was going to shoot a video for almost every song on this project, and I've got a few other like short videos. I want to do like short films and all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
All kinds of different content. Yeah, for this. And now it's just sort of figuring out the logistics again because of not being able to fly and whatnot. But I'm definitely gonna spend time building a guy and connecting with my audience more because it's like no matter how many listeners there are, there's something great in being able to share something and having other people relate to it and being able to connect with them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, great response too, mate, by the way. And look, something else I've noticed, there's an awful lot of great R&B that's coming out of Perth these days, particularly over the last 5 years or so. So I've already had a chat to Reams, sorry. It's Reams. I was about to say Vex, but he's up in Cairns. But Reams I've had a chat to, and also young JC. So it sounds like you might have heard of Reams.
Oh, but, JC?
Yeah, no, I've had a few...
Yeah.
No, you guys must form a collective over there because there's a lot of great sounds coming out.
Yeah, a lot of fantastic artists. It's interesting. Like I was in high school, and like one of my friends from high school won Unearthed, and we had just so many creative and talented people. And people that I saw that they were going to do a lot of great things in life. And a lot of them now, they're studying like engineering and putting out a lot of music. They're studying medicine and putting out music, like my friend Coach. And it's fantastic that I think now people are more willing to show their artistic sides and to be more public with their full selves. And I think that, it's funny because Perth, there's so much talent here in so many ways, like an academic, professional, artistic, and it's just that it hasn't got that light shone on it yet, but I think there's so much value in all of that, and now this is sort of like, let's say Toronto, like pre-Drake and Tory Lanez in The Weeknd. It's, like they're, once some of us have success in like a international, national level, then it'll only just shine a spotlight further on other people here. And that's something that we're all focused for. And I mean, in the last year, what JC did is like insane because he, I'm pretty sure he was releasing almost a song every fortnight,
Yep.
And so it's like 26 songs in a year, and it's not easy to do that. And now he's the highest like followed artist on TikTok, in Australia, in the country. So he has the most followers, the most likes and stuff. And he's just put an insane amount of work into that. It's not, it's not easy. And I watched that from a little bit of a distance, and the whole way through, it was nice to really watch. I went to a show of his in Mount Rowley, and it was like packed. This was a year ago. Like his core following is really awesome, and it's good to just see him have that and then build it up much further, do NDL collaboration and so on. And he's a really, really cool guy and very motivated, and I think everybody just feeds off of that too. And it can really help these things because there's enough there for everybody to do well.
For sure, I agree with you totally on that point there. There is enough space, there is enough room there. I think, especially now with COVID and people are more or less sort of, well, people can't really go out because places aren't open and we're not really allowed to go out. So, we know with social distancing
Yeah.
being enforced, certainly not the way we did pre-COVID. So, are you taking any advice from like a manager, that sort of thing, or is everything that we're seeing, are these all of your ideas?
Um, well, I so I work with like Five Star Music. A
Yeah.
really just a fantastic team. Lee's a part of that actually, and he does so much. Thank you. Because
Yeah.
he'll set up so many different interviews, and he helps me keep track of what I need to do. And it's just a really really good like strong team. So Adam from Five Star, he kind of told me, this was 3 years ago, like a prelude to this project. He was like, you need singles. So in the making of this album, I actually wanted to just make an album full of singles. I think there's only maybe
Yeah.
two songs that I wouldn't, actually one song that I wouldn't consider a single, which is December 28th, or Growing Pains, depending on when we finished up the album, because I had a distribution issue with uploading December 28th, but except for that song, which is just like a 6-minute freestyle, I would be pretty comfortable putting each of the other songs out as singles, which is why I wanted to shoot the videos for them. But it was a really good, professional insight, and I always listen to advice from someone like him, because he's so accomplished in what he's done and has so much experience in the industry. So yeah, they're the people that I listen to. I listen to my peers and just other people in management positions and that sort of thing around. I kind of count those guys as my managers, but I don't have one per se in the traditional sense. So I think when the time is out, then that will happen, or this will be sustainable
Sure.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Yeah. Mate, just before I let you go then, for people listening, because of course I intend on releasing this as a podcast, so you've got a great Instagram presence. I can see that. I've been looking through that as we've been talking. But something else I appreciated you did, man. I did a micro review of, I can't remember, it was one of the two singles in December, I think it was, and you actually shared that. And that says to me you're attentive. You're actually paying attention to what's going on, and that's not an ego thing from me that you shared something I did, but it means that you're in tune with the feedback that you're getting, and I appreciate that, because I think that too many indie artists sort of ignore what's happening and the feedback they're getting, and I think you do need to pay attention to it. It's just whether or not you act on it or not. So thank you for doing that. But yeah, sorry, I'll just round on the point. So for people listening, mate, who really want to, I hope people are inspired now to reach out and have a chat to you via Messenger or whatever it might be, or via socials. But you got Instagram. I couldn't find you on Facebook. So do you have a Facebook presence with the music stuff?
Yeah, I do. It's the Facebook page is Innocent, and then I think it's hyphen the and then hyphen artist on Facebook, just is quite tough to just get Innocent as the Facebook name. But that's there. I can send it to you. I've got this link via Linktree that just has the links to everything. I think if I send that through, or people look up Innocent slash at the artist, hyphen the artist, then they'll find that.
Yeah, I just watched that, because I'll tell you what, because I got that because I actually go to the Linktree. That's the one thing that I see, and when you press Facebook, it brings up Linktree, so it doesn't actually go back to I found your Facebook profile. I just liked it, but yeah, probably fix that, because I want people to be able to find you. That's all. That's the only reason I say that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'll actually just have a look at that now. After this.
Yeah, somebody's just overlooked it for you.
I think I focused. Yeah, I think I focused on Instagram and Spotify and Apple, but obviously you want to be available on as many platforms as possible. And especially for events, I'll definitely fix that link. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not. No, God, don't apologise. It was just that I want people to find you. That's all. That's the key thing. And look,
Yeah,
I ended up just because of what you said to me then. Which so for people listening to find Innocent on Facebook, it's Innocent, as he said, Innocent dash the dash artist, straightforward. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, you're on there, and I can see that you're active on there. So, mate, it's as of 5 days ago. That's your last post. There you go. So you're right there. Yeah, it's all happening. There you go. So look, congratulations on the music that you're creating here, mate. It's wonderful to hear. An accomplished
Thank you so
R and
much.
B artist. Yeah, coming out of Perth, and I'd love to see you over here post COVID, mate. And yourself and young JC. Let's try to make that happen. A bit of a double bill and have Reams on there as well, maybe.
Yeah,
Bring you
I was
guys over.
actually trying to. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get him to do a launch show with me that I'm planning because I love
Nice.
his music. I'm a huge fan of his music, and that it would be nice because it's pretty funny. He knows me more probably as like a fan than an artist, you know. So it's but you can be both, and it'd be really cool to like perform with him. So yeah, and as soon as the sort of open and we can freely travel and safely travel, I'll definitely be over there. So I have a lot of friends over there, and I'd
Sweet.
really love to perform with songs because that was another thing I really prepared them to be performed live. And that was
Yes.
another area of growth, and I'd love to be able to do that.
I'd love to watch that, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be there. You come over here and play in the Valley or in Brisbane City, or the Valley's probably more likely because that's our entertainment precinct over here. But I missed young JC the last time I was talking to his manager. I just had I've got kids, you see, and I had to look after the kids that night and do family things. I couldn't sort of get out, which is a shame in that I missed him because he hasn't come back. I think he's only been over once or twice actually. But yeah, man, I hope you guys can line up a bit of a show, some shows over in the East Coast, mate. And look, as I say, just congratulations on a superb sounding album and the way you made everything sound. It's truly magnificent stuff. You're one of the preeminent hip hop artists, I think, in the country at the moment. You know, and I don't hand that sort of stuff out lightly, mate.
Uh,
So congratulations on everything.
yeah, yeah, thank you so much. Hope we can talk again soon, and I can try a show again soon. That'd be amazing. Thank you for this.
Sweet, no worries. Look, what I'll do, mate, I'm comfortable with everything. If you are, I'll just I'll do my editing on the podcast episode and I'll post it and I'll link you in on socials, mate. And if you want to share it, go ahead.
Oh no, no, definitely, you definitely be sharing it. It's really good actually, like just hear our passion and your speaking about music. It's rare in a way, and it's a shared passion. So
Thank
I'll
you.
definitely be sharing everything.
You have been listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series that syndicates for the A-List Online, and my name is Andrew Mackay Smith. The interview subject you just heard from then is Perth-based hip-hop artist Innocent. Thanks so much for listening.